Yeah, all right. Yeah, so in any case, yeah, I'm kind of like that is probably the first. Um, I've actually used the lighting that you're looking at behind me now, um, in my room for just having one in my room. The other ones I have on portable stands to move in any direction. I have two of the same that are the cylindrical type that has a much more concentrated and patterns and a larger variety than many of them. They're the two cylindrical ones, and I have them mounted on clamps and on stands, as well as one what you're looking at right there behind me that I'm keeping in my room. I just I got another one just have in the room, and I have one like that right there, and another one that's similar, a little bit older, but the patterns are similar. But the one you're looking at there is one of the later versions of the same, and is more into the different types of geometric designs, as well as the sequencing and automation and sound activation, as compared to just having a speed set for, you know, sequencing as a use of a timer, not necessarily sound activated, that would generate a difference of sequencing in combinations of all that in combination, including the strobing, the I wouldn't really call it a superimposium, but because of the fade in and fade out factor of like a real superimposium, but it's more of like a cutaway type of a clip, not really insert. I mean, that's just the way it is. But as far as like anyone involved with like a, you know, identifying some kind of description, would probably have some kind of editing terminology that would be similar to give like an immediate identifier in that way. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's like really real cool one right there. So anyway, yeah. So I have forges from the front side of my drums, sir, and hopefully that'll be soon. In any case, I'm having to really take it real slow right now. Anyway, and kind of just like really relax. Yeah, well, like making the best of it. Yeah. So in any case, yeah. So hopefully, you know, I'm going to be able to do some really good effects and setups with the sound, and get right on into the making, you know, get a little bit more serious. You know, like when I was doing my my thing about the audio production music video as a portfolio. Just you know, like I have probably around 250 maybe music videos, and you know, I didn't really plan on like talking truthfully on YouTube, but really I've done a considerable amount of what like really areas that I've spent a lot of time with, as far as like, you know, studying certain factors of involving, you know, law and banking and finance and annuities and certain types of integration in the way of how principal are interchangeable at degree levels, showing how integration and compatibility in that way, and many factors of like, you know, proper English grammatical composition and, yeah, structure and all that good stuff, with linguistics and alphanumerics, geographics, bibliography, legal terminology, as well as medical terminology, and just standard practical application that would normally be a perception of availability of certain types of degree plans on universities, not limited to, in the way of what may be seen as a type of imported and exported, in the way of what that really means to like on campus or before, during, and after graduation, and how non-degreed non-degreed and non-negotiable, non-transferable itemization seems to have a whole new meaning to what maybe defective participation might not be truthfully ever identified, other than maybe a degree level of having fair use of an access easement, then what that means, and you'll see it all the time in a way of what form means. Yeah, in the courtroom, it's amazing. And if that's really the only thing about on behalf would reflect of, maybe a pi r squared issue. Yeah, knowing that looking for the entire full amount by only using half, like a pi r squared is designed to, in the way of even the exclusionary rule provision, the acronym ERP, and what that means to like the International Electronic Engineering and the Big O organization thing, and GMAC, General Motors Acceptance Corporation, and HOA, Homeowners Association, and all that 24 stuff with the acronyms, and the Big O with the IEEE and the 39 thing, like hey, it's like the Big 10 thing, the way it's actually spelled out, yet an angel thing as well. But yeah, so ultimately getting to the word of 39 of 10 and the actual numerical value of 10 and the 1 and 0, and once again, yes, Department of Transportation and Interstate 10 and all that stuff, and getting into the binary numbers, yay, and sequencing of characterization and sets of 4, and what all that means with only 2 numbers. Yeah, even truthfully so, yeah, in the way of terminology that could be like a real issue with amending factors of the United States amendments involving, yes, constitutional law. And in my personal perception, not that it's the only one, or limited to, but the black color code, the black dot on the map with a bunch of family names on the map, and like Vernon State of Texas statutes annotated, and constitutional law itself being the black books, and the way what ratifying and codifying means, in the way of maybe what the freedom of speech and the freedom of press really means, in a way of whether or not if a credit or a deduction is in progress, or what categorization means in the way pending itemization, or anything about oh yeah, anyway, oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, pending in a way of itemization that will approve going beyond something of like monetary, domestic, and gross national product as M1, M2, and M3 aggregates in the way of what type and level or degree level categorization is, and to what extent a method of banking truthfully is at the bank teller window, and what that means beyond the endorsement, or anything beyond, or an accusation of total disregard, or inadequacy in native management, or on behalf of stuff. And many people might not automatically see themselves like I said once before, as a DBA, a database administration, or maybe in the need of actually going beyond and actually getting to it and with it, at every possible process of the transaction. Yet it's still in all, it's kind of like the pi r squared being using only half to find the full amount, in that way that seems significant. I haven't really went beyond, other than the perception of like proper English grammar composition, once again, yeah, the Y1 type of pronoun cannot be used as a subject of the 4 types of pronouns, and how the constitutional law of ratifying and codifying, whether or not if amending factors are even accused of even being identified in the way of like the freedom of speech or the freedom of press, or even if it's a amendment of like no self-incrimination, and some alignment in a in a parallel universe, something of similarities of like potentially a equal employment opportunity in the way of what maybe what a registered charity is or is not, or what having fair use means. Um, Having possession and use of a transaction at the bank, or what an endorsement